A car mechanic who never imagined that one day he would deceive the world's richest investors pulled off a billion-dollar scam. He didn't run away with a loan, nor did he rob a bank. Instead, he made all this money by selling solar panels. His scheme was so cunning that even the biggest industrialists fell into his trap. But what exactly did he do? Who was this person who managed to trick even investors like Warren Buffett? And most importantly, how was his scam uncovered? Today, we talk about Jeff Carpoff, a 36-year-old man from California who, along with his brother-in-law, ran a small mechanic shop to provide for their families. But soon, their business failed, and it became challenging for them to make ends meet. Jeff had always been obsessed with the idea of becoming rich, so he was constantly trying different ways to achieve his dream, but success always eluded him. As his financial situation worsened, Jeff turned to selling drugs just to feed his children. Over time, debt started piling up, and it became harder to pay the rent and other bills. Selling drugs wasn't a sustainable or respectable option for him, so he began searching for a job. Eventually, he found a job as a solar panel salesman. Meeting with customers daily gave him insights into their concerns, and one major fear many potential buyers had was the risk of their solar panels being stolen. Jeff realized that if he could eliminate this fear, he could make a lot of money, as he now had a solid idea. He thought of creating a system where solar panels could be mounted on trucks or trailers, used during the day, and then secured in a safe location at night. The plan was great, but there was one problem. Jeff lacked the technical knowledge to bring this idea to life. So, he contacted his brother-in-law, who was a mechanic, and together they built a mobile solar generator after months of effort. Their invention was a frame with wheels underneath and solar panels fixed on top. After using the panels during the day, they could be locked and stored safely. At that time, diesel-powered portable generators were widely available in the market, which was worth $3 billion. Jeff had no idea how to compete with such a huge market or how to convince people to switch from diesel to solar generators. Luckily for Jeff, one of their customers, Watson, who was a software professional, regularly visited their car repair shop. After learning about Jeff's invention, Watson proposed forming a company together. They named it DC Solar, with Watson and his team managing the marketing. Instead of targeting the general public first, they aimed for a bigger market, Hollywood. At the time, movie sets were using noisy diesel generators, and DC Solar's mobile solar generators seemed like an ideal solution. The plan was working, and many major films started using their solar panels. By 2009, a famous American actor and producer had even shared pictures of their solar panels on social media, leading to greater recognition for the company. Jeff started networking with businessmen and talked about his company at public gatherings. Soon, he partnered with the world-renowned law firm Nixon Peabody. Around the same time, the American Congress passed a law tripling the tax credit on solar investments. This meant that any business that purchased solar panels could receive a 30% return in tax credits. For companies, it was a double benefit. They saved on electricity costs and also received money back from the government. Capitalizing on this opportunity, DC Solar introduced a new offer. Companies could purchase solar panels from them by paying only 30% upfront, with the remaining 70% paid in installments. The offer was irresistible, as businesses could buy the panels essentially for free, paying the first 30% and getting that amount back in tax credits. As a result, DC Solar's business grew rapidly. In 2011, Jeff was watching a baseball game at a stadium when he received a message that Sherwin-Williams, a famous American paint company, had placed an order for 192 mobile solar generators worth $29 million. Additionally, an American bank interested in tax reductions and job creation was eager to partner with DC Solar. However, problems soon began to surface. The solar generators installed on movie sets malfunctioned and kept shutting down because Jeff and his brother-in-law, lacking technical expertise, had built them without proper knowledge. Meanwhile, Jeff continued to live lavishly, buying a new house and luxury cars. When orders weren't delivered on time, companies hesitated to lease the generators for 5 to 10 years. Without these long leases, DC Solar couldn't pay returns or lease payments to their old investors. To keep the scheme going, Jeff devised a new plan. He would use money from new investors to pay the old ones, all while collecting millions from government tax credits. Despite his growing deception, Jeff managed to convince several big investors, including Warren Buffett's Geico insurance, to invest in DC solar by forging documents and faking demand for solar generators. He bribed a T-Mobile employee to sign a fake document stating that T-Mobile had leased 1,000 generators from DC Solar for 10 years. This gave other companies confidence to trust Jeff. Geico signed a deal to purchase 8,000 generators for $1.2 billion. But in reality, their money was being used to pay off old investors. By 2014, the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, started investigating DC Solar. However, the company's legal team managed to satisfy the IRS temporarily. Jeff's lavish lifestyle continued, with him purchasing multiple homes, over 100 luxury cars, and even a private jet. Eventually, an employee at DC Solar exposed the fraud, prompting investigations by the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and the FBI. The investigation revealed that Jeff Carpoff was running a Ponzi scheme where new investors' money was used to pay off old ones. Out of the 177,000 solar generators Jeff claimed to have sold, most existed only on paper. Fake GPS trackers were used to show investors that the generators were operational, but in reality, they were buried in various locations. On November 9, 2021, Jeff Carpoff was arrested and later sentenced to prison along with his wife and 5 other associates involved in the scheme. So that's how a mechanic managed to scam investors, including billionaires like Warren Buffett, out of billions through his solar panel Ponzi scheme. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share, and we'll see you in the next one.